It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say.
KBL, you a menace.
Yeah. It's a lot of little boys out here talking that talk, but ain't spinning and walking that walk. 5 bills to get you whacked. 50 shots up in this Mac. Face shots to make the news. We just step when they relax. Group chats to get you tapped. Forehead up in my lap. When they pump, we run it back. Tell my youngin' cut no slack. 5 bills to get you whacked. What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young Aunt Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young Aunt Hefe, and I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. So, the recipient of Hot Topics is a YN, a young ninja, by way of Florida. You know what I'm saying? You know they say Florida got some of the most grimiest people, you know what I'm saying, and crazy looking people. That's what they say. That's not what I say. You know what I'm saying? That's what I heard. I ain't looked into it myself. I ain't got time to be looking at no whole bunch of men and all these people to see who got the most ugly people in the United States and all that weird stuff. We ain't got time for that. And I don't believe that, because I know, man, shit, they got a big culture out there. Like it's definitely cultural out there, with multifaceted cultures out there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but however, this is the situation. Somebody has shot their pawpaw. So we got this young dude that's about 23, 24. Once we get into the content, y'all gonna know the actual age, and y'all gonna know actually what happened versus what I'm explaining, and y'all already know it's the halfway and the half effect. So it looks like something transpired at this home between this young man and his grandfather, and that resulted in somebody getting shot. He shot Pawpaw, he shot OG, so I don't know if Pawpaw was on some creep time. What resulted in him shooting his grandpa? Because I just can't imagine shooting my grandpa, you know, or just like a grandma or somebody like that. It'd have to be something egregious going on, or something egregious that they done for me to enact that. You know what I'm saying? You know how you just be having like them family things that be going on with kids that been touched, and just, you know, certain just like, you know, stuff that we not cool with, perverted stuff, just stuff that I had your mind like off the Richter, and not thinking like, man, I'm on that, I'm tripping. But however, the reason why I covered this, because this young dude, 22, 23 years of age, he received 999 years to life. 999 years to life. They might as well just told him life without the possibility of parole. Why even play the numbers game? Why even play the numbers game? How many lives is he going to have to come back and live to finish that time? You know what I'm saying? Unless on one of these lives, you know what I'm saying, he get an appeal, or get an appeal on his previous life right here. But how it's looking, they got everything against him. Everything set against him. Evidence, him talking. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say they got the unaliving weapon or whatever, but let's get into this content, man. And y'all already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We're going to commentate.
Says he shot and killed his grandparents over a family feud. Family members tell us Unita Hardy and Gregory Merritt were in their early 60s. A family friend was also killed in all of this.
His thoughts, his actions, his words. Those three things prove to you, in this case, beyond a reasonable doubt, that this defendant committed 3 counts of premeditated murder.
His statement to the police is credible, because it is literally corroborated by all the other evidence in this case. And that is the same statement in which he confesses to 3 counts of murder.
First on my list to see is Jadarius Jones.
Jones.
How you doing?
Okay, are you Jadarius Jones?
Yes, sir.
All right, I have read the arrest and booking report. I do find there to be probable cause for the 4 charges against you. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Mr. Jones, you've been charged with 3 separate counts of second-degree murder. You've also been charged with a separate count of armed robbery. You will be held without bond on all 4 of those charges.
It was January 15th, 2023. At 12:30 in the afternoon, Jacksonville sheriffs responded to a home in reference to a shooting. Arriving on scene, officers discovered 44-year-old Luther Williams laying in the front yard with multiple gunshot wounds. Officers quickly conducted a security sweep of the residence, finding 2 additional victims in a back bedroom, 58-year-old Unita Hardy and 63-year-old Gregory Merritt. They were both unresponsive with multiple gunshot wounds. All 3 victims would die at the scene as detectives arrived to begin the triple homicide investigation. A search warrant was obtained, the crime scene was processed, and multiple 9mm shell casings would be found inside and outside the home by all 3 victims. It was determined all 3 met a violent demise, standing only feet away from their killer. A nearby neighbor, now witness, would tell detectives she observed an 18-year-old named Jadarius Jones arrive at the victim's home in a black Toyota Camry.
Were you recently injured in a car accident? Look at this check for $100.
He'd enter the home wearing a fanny pack satchel, and once inside was confronted by male acquaintances who were already in the home. The confrontation stemmed from an incident they found out Jadarius was involved in, and a physical fight broke out. Jadarius was seen running from the home on foot. Officers would observe a male matching the description of Jadarius at a home not far from the murder scene. He'd be detained by officers, identified as the suspect, and transported for an interview with detectives. A search of the home would reveal a fanny pack style satchel described by the witness. Inside was a wallet belonging to the victim found in the front yard. Speaking with Jadarius, the detective would read him his constitutional rights, and Jadarius would acknowledge he understood all of his rights and signed the form. Post Miranda, confessed to shooting and killing all 3 victims. But these weren't just random people. Unita and Gregory were his own grandparents. The 18-year-old would be charged with 3 counts of second-degree murder, armed robbery with a firearm, and theft of a motor vehicle for stealing the victim's Toyota after the murder. The vehicle would be found.
All right, my good old people, man, y'all know y'all gonna have to help me out with this one. I don't know if the cookies got me so high or this thing was just so low that I couldn't hear, but I know I'm hearing the audio, but I'm just not hearing too much in due favor, so I'm not understanding. But from what I did gather, did this dude tell on himself? Like, I don't know if this dude told that he did it, but for sure, he did a sloppy, young ninja job. And that is for sure. And it was over a family dispute. What was the dispute about that made him shoot G-Pops, G-Moms, and the family friend? I mean, if you shoot G-Pops, more than likely, I guess G-Mom's got to go because you don't want to leave no witnesses. I mean, I guess you ain't going for the baby, please. But baby, you know I ain't going to say nothing. She had been with this man all these years, generations. They ain't had kids. G-Mom's got to go. And you know you ain't no blood, so the family friend gots to go. So, however, I don't know what this family dispute was about. But, however, this family dispute got heated. We don't know if OG, as in his grandpa, was bucking up, like, you know what I'm saying? Because at one point in time, you know, you can be grown up in age or whatever the case may be. G-Pop's still looking at you as, you know, man, I cradled you, changed the Pampers, you know what I'm saying, when you was pissy, you know what I'm saying, when you was shitty, and now you grown and you think I'm scared of you. Like, remember my pops told me he helped bring me in and he'd take me out. For real. So, I don't know if this is one of them situations to where it made young boy go grab gun, boom, 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 knock him down, and you know G-Mom screaming, it's her husband, like, oh my God, what are you? you doing, Art? Or whatever his name was. Boom, boom, boom. Knocked G-Moms down. And like I said, just a friend at the house on the wrong day. Just a casualty award, a family friend, man. But it's looking like they said that this dude had admitted. And I know I gathered him running away from the crime scene and the police finding him, I guess, a few houses down, like at a neighbor house, trying to hide whatever the case may be. This man didn't even try to clean the crime scene up. I guess he just knew in his mind, whatever area he was in, that these shots was heard and he was going down because it was a sloppy job. It was a sloppy job, and I thought he just killed Paw, but he killed G-Moms and another friend too. So let's get back into the rest of this content, allegedly. And you already know it's the halfway to half effect. But, man, if he told on himself, man, they should have alleged, man. Because I'm thinking that's what they said he told on himself.
He wakes up in. That Florida sun will shine every morning off the barbed wire fences. And the day he doesn't wake up, he'll be collected from his cell, body bagged, sent home if he has any living relatives, or he'll be buried at the prison. But that Florida sun will keep on shining. And this is the reality of life in Florida State Prison. Another statistic and another example for those watching of what your life could be if you make the wrong decisions. Now that Jadarius would sit inside of the Duval County Jail for over 2 years before finding himself guilty as fuck at trial. Now 20 years old, Jadarius would receive a jaw-dropping 999 years for the triple murder that ended his grandparents' life. In all reality, he'd be sentenced to life for each murder, with the sentences running concurrent, but on the court site it would say 999 years, 99 months, and 99 days. For those that have never been to prison, within the dorms are call-out sheets that would list inmate names, Department of Corrections numbers, as well as their release dates. And for the inmates with a life sentence, the year of release would just say 9999. Now make believe, but for 20-year-old Jadarius, they are very real. If he's lucky enough to live the next 60 years, he'll have spent it within the 4 regions of the Florida Department of Corrections. It doesn't matter.
So, I'm thinking something that had just happened, but obviously this happened 2 years ago. But it's news because he's just been sentenced to 999 years either yesterday or the day before yesterday. Now, what I've come to see, this young dude, he's from Jacksonville, Florida. That's where them young dudes that Brick was getting into it from, ATK. You know what I'm saying? They definitely playing with chops and machine guns out there. Them YNs ain't got no respect. They said they ain't got no big homies. They ain't playing. And when you spank G-Pops and G-Moms, you definitely ain't got no respect. You ain't got no respect for nothing. That could have been his mom's, and that could have been his daddy. That could have been a brother. That could have been anybody. He knocked down the matriarch of his family. But like I said, we never found out what really happened. It was just a family dispute. And for all we know, a family dispute is an argument going rogue. Him and, you know what I'm saying, G-Pops getting into it, testing nuts, you know what I'm saying, G-Pops feeling his nuts bigger, you know what I'm saying, his sack older, you know what I'm saying, young YN, you know what I'm saying, full of testosterone, you know what I'm saying, tested G-Pops and knocked G-Pops down, man. Now he got to go face 9,900 years to life. Cold game, man. And with that being said, I'm going to conclude that right there. It's your boy, Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead, like, and subscribe because it don't cost you nothing. Press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, I'm going to bring you mail. Yeah, man. Right here. If you don't know, that's the tow yard. You know what I'm saying? They towed my shit last night, put it right on that tow bed. I showed up at Sunday Fun Day with the wrong nigga, and showing up with the wrong nigga, got my shit towed, and then I'm here early in the morning, got to pay money to get it out.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
I'm trying to tell you.